Hi there, Michelle Line, leadership coach. Today, I want to talk about the power of words in the workplace. So, as leaders, we need to be intentional in the words that we use. So, this is going to help us move staff from feeling frustrated, undervalued. They might be feeling resentful, maybe not wanting to do more than the bare minimum. And we want to move them from those feelings to feelings fully engaged, valued, grateful, and highly motivated. All right, so let me share with you what will feel like a likely familiar leadership story. Okay, so let me set the scene. So when I was working within an organization, I'm just hanging up the phone from a sick call in from a staff member. I'm working on an email to send out to the team to inform them, trying to find coverage for the work of this individual. All I'm thinking about, my 10 o'clock meeting that I'm going to be chairing, and next thing you know, there's a knock on my door. So a staff member comes in very enthusiastically, hands me a briefing report that I had requested, and I turn around and I receive that report, and I simply say thanks for the brief report. Now, I responded out of survival or I guess autopilot mode, right? So rather than with intention. And some of you may be thinking, well, I'm not really sure what the problem is because you said thanks for the report. And so that is, what I want to talk to you about today. So words they can encourage, they can be neutral, or they can tear down, right? So this is in our personal lives as well as the workplace. And as leaders, we have to strive to encourage and to edify. So neutral is not enough. Okay, so as leaders, neutral is not enough. We need to create and model engagement. So here's what I want you to consider when using words in the workplace. Okay, so three things that I want you to consider. So number one, what kind of charge does it have for your words? So is it positive, is it neutral, or is it negative? Okay, so in the example that I just shared, it wasn't negative, but it also wasn't positive. And unfortunately, neutral can be just as disengaging as negative, right? People want to feel valued. Um, Number two, is it necessary? Or in other words, does it add value? Okay, so I had thanked them for the brief report, but did the word brief really need to be in there? Did it add value? Perhaps in this case, it may have taken away. So while it was a brief report, there was a lot of work and effort that was put into a lot of research. Okay, so the word brief, it really wasn't necessary there. In fact, it took away part of the value. And number three, is there a word that would benefit? Okay, so in this example, instead of thanks for the brief report, I probably would have been better served by saying thanks for the really well researched report, or thank you for this valuable report. You want to let your staff know that you can tell that a lot of effort was put into the creation of that report. Okay, so that was just a really simple example of a time when I was in the workplace, but we use words unintentionally all the time. I'm sure as you're sitting here, you can start to picture some times where maybe you have been in autopilot mode and have not been really mindful and intentional in the words that you have used. I think of things like, oftentimes we're very short in staff, especially with COVID. We've got people coming in sick, and oftentimes we'll be tasked with something and we'll come to the team like, okay, well, it's just us. We're going to do the best we can. By starting off by saying it's just us, you're the leader and you've just set the tone. You've basically let the team know that, it's just us, meaning, we're not enough. And that's not how we want to lead, right? We want to engage, and we want to make sure that we're setting the vision for people and the tone. So we need to ensure that we're using words very intentionally. Now, the great news is that once you learn how to better communicate using words as a tool, it does become easier and easier. So I am compiling my top 10 new leadership tips developed from years of mentoring new leaders, and I'd like to share it with you for free. So if you'd like to be one of the first to download this guide when it's launched, please go ahead and sign up for my email list. It's at rootrevival.ca/sign me up. Let's create healthier workspaces together. Okay, we can do this. So just quick recap there. As leaders, we have to be very intentional in our words. Words have power, right? So we want to use them so that we can engage and motivate our staff. So the three questions you want to ask yourself when using words in the workplace: is it positive, neutral, or negative? Right? Is it necessary? Is there a word that would be of benefit in this situation? All right, so love your commitment to growing as a leader. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to sign up for my mailing list to access other tips as well as the free leadership guide once it's launched. Again, you can sign up at rootrevival.ca/sign me up. I wish you all a very fabulous day, and we'll check in again soon. Bye for now.